Prophet. Haggai the prophet was sent to the remnant of Judah, who came back from Babylon to rebuild the temple of the Lord. The people went up to build the house of God and began building it. But when they were faced with opposition, they left off building the house of God and went on to build their own houses. They went on to plant fields and to do other work, and the house of God was left in a broken state. They started a good work, and everyone began to work with joy and gladness and with great enthusiasm. They all were doing a great work, and everyone was excited in doing it. But when the opposition started, the work just stopped. The Lord spake to Haggai and told him, "Speak to the people and tell them to consider their ways. Tell them to look at their condition, to look at their lives and see if they are blessed. You have sown much and bring in little. You eat, but you have not enough. You drink, but you have not filled with drink. You put on clothes, but none of you are warm. And he that earneth wages, put it in the bag with holes. Thus saith the Lord, consider your ways. Go to the mountains and bring wood, and build a house, and I will take pleasure in it, and I will be glorified, saith the Lord. You look for much, and it come to little. And when you brought it home, I did not blow upon it. Why, saith the Lord of hosts? Because of my house that is left waste. And he run every man to his own house. Therefore the heaven over you is stayed from dew, and the earth is stayed from fruit. And I call for a drought upon the land, and upon the mountains, and upon the corn, and upon the new wine, and upon the oil, and upon that which the ground bringeth forth, and upon men, and upon cattle, and upon all the labor of the hand." How many preacher out there like Haggai, who can preach his message today without preaching it to his own soul? For all of us have abandoned the house of God and turned every man to his own house. All of us have gone astray and turned every man to his own way, while the house of God is left waste. What house are we talking about today? Ye are the temple of God. You are the house of God. You are the temple of the living God. For he said, I will live in them and walk in them, and they shall be my people, and I shall be their God. Look at yourselves, because the temple of God is left waste and broken down, and no man take it to heart. Look at yourself. You are not built up in God, but you are broken down, and everyone that passes by look at you and shake their head. Call this man a church of God? They say. Look at him. He can't open his mouth without swearing. Every time he opens his mouth, he curses people instead of blessing. No words of encouragement out of that house. There is no peace, and there is no joy. We need a prophet like Haggai today to speak to the people and to tell them, consider your ways. You are full and need of nothing, but can't see that you are naked and poor and wretched, and to come buy of me gold tried in fire and white raiment, so that you may be clean, and wash your eyes with eye salve, so that you can see. All of us are going around saying how blessed we are. We have $2 and we say, look how God blessed me. We get a house and we say, God have favored me mightily. But is it really of God? To be blessed is to walk in the favor of God, to walk in the light of his word, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me, therefore my head shall be lifted up above mine enemies. Haggai pointed out to the people that they are not blessed, or rather, they are not blessed of God. Bishop, you are not blessed. Pastor, you are not blessed. Ministers, you are not blessed, because you have left the house of God to rot while you live in luxury. There was a time when the preacher was hot for God, when nothing stopped him from preaching the word of God to God's people. He wasn't preaching for money, but he was preaching because he loved God. Now everything now is all about you. Haggai was sent to a people who had backslide. He was sent to a people who once had a calling, a people who once had a praise. But now, where is your fire? Where is your zeal? Where is your praise and worship? Where is that song that you used to sing? That song that used to carry you through the day? Where is it? Consider your ways. Remember when you used to say, I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice to worship. Now what happened? Why are you so selfish? You will not minister to the people unless someone pays you. You will not preach unless the house is packed. You have gotten too big. Now God's house have become too small for you. Haggai will say to you, consider your ways. You have all that life could give you. yet your family is falling apart. You're rich, but your health is failing. You think you're doing good in life, yet your children have no respect for you. Is that the blessing that you desire? Is that the blessing of the Lord? Solomon said, the blessing of the Lord maketh rich, and add no sorrow to it. It's time to turn back from your wicked ways, and turn back to the Lord your God, and build his house, and the Lord will have pleasure in you.